Hello and welcome to the live stream. If you are a little bit Kajabi curious or maybe interested in learning what you can do with Kajabi as a platform, then this video, this live stream is for you. You've perhaps heard of Kajabi and that it is a platform for hosting online courses, but actually it's so much more than that. And in fact, it's replaced many other different services that I was paying for separately when I switched over everything from all of those things to Kajabi. And I'll be explaining what all of those are and some of the sort of cost implications and cost savings that you can make with Kajabi. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, showing you all of these different things that it can replace and what you can do with Kajabi. You can find a link about Kajabi in the description. So they've got a special offer on at the moment running. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that later as well. But let's start by just having a look, shall we, at my website, because that will give you an idea of the sort of thing that you can build in it. Actually, my website is really just one of the stock templates with a few little tweaks made. And then I'll show you that, and then also the courses that I'm hosting on there as well. And as I say, some of the other things that you can do with it as well. Just a quick hello to Mr. Paul Duncan, who's also in the Discord backstage area as well, and Aubrey. Great to see you. Michael in the UK and Dina, great to see you too. So let's start then by just having a very quick look at my website. This is not intended to be a promo spot. I'm just showing you the sort of thing that you can build in it. So this is what I've got my website in. It is, as I say, just a template. I'll show you how you can select a template. It's pretty sort of standard, really, the sort of stuff I've got on here. A few links to some of the courses I make. So these are all Kajabi courses. I've got plenty more of those coming down the pipeline as well. A little bit of an about section as well. So then at the top, I've got the usual stuff, a contact page. I've got my store here as well. And so this is where you can look at the information about the courses, but then also other products. So you can have other digital products, other physical products on here as well. So here's where I've got my icon packs, things like that. Up in the top here as well, people can book a call with me. So this is where I do my consultancy from as well for Take One Tech, where people can come and just pick a time and book through here. I've also got external links, so to my merch provider as well, which is Spreadshop. So if you click on that one, it'll actually take you to an external link, which is Spreadshop. Some of the Take One Tech merch over there. And then I've also recently started a podcast, and I am actually currently hosting it on Kajabi. So Kajabi can do podcasts as well. So this is the Live Streamer Backstage podcast. More about that later as well. And as I say, it's been currently hosted on here. I'm actually, though, going to be switching away from Kajabi for my podcast to, and speak of the devil, Doc Rock's in the house. And hello, Richard as well, popped in as well. But yeah, Doc is using Captivate for podcasts. And so he and Rich Graham have both recommended this. So I will be switching my podcast away from Kajabi, actually. But I will show you, nevertheless, how you can create podcasts in Kajabi, nevertheless. One reason why I'm switching to Captivate for my podcast, by the way, is it has the ability to go and basically drop in ad spots, so a little bit of an ad read or something like that, into your back catalogue of podcasts. And what that means is that you can basically, be changing the ads that you've got in your entire back catalogue. So if you've running a special offer at some point in the year, you could just drop a recording of that particular ad directly into all of your previous podcasts. So that's a subject for another live stream probably, but nevertheless, just so that you know that you can actually do podcasts in Kajabi as well, and we'll talk about that. I've also started my blog on here as well. This is something that I'd intended to do from the outset of this channel, and I've only literally just got around to it now, and also we'll be posting another post there a little bit later today. And then I've also got an affiliate section. So one of the great things about Kajabi is you can create an affiliate program. So it means that if you want to become an affiliate of Take One Tech and earn 30% commission for any, thanks for the link there, .live/Captivate to sign up to Captivate. Yeah, you can create an affiliate program, which means that you can decide, what commission you give. But basically, I give a 30% commission on any referrals to my courses. So that affiliate thing is all just sort of built into here, and we'll be looking at that in a little while as well. And also in here, then we've got the obviously the courses and things. So this is just to show you, a little bit of an idea of of my website and the fact that this was all built in Kajabi. So I thought what we'll do is we'll go through and look at the Kajabi back end so that we can see what you can do with it. So here we are in the Kajabi dashboard. Now, one of the things about Kajabi, which is quite interesting, is you've obviously, if you sign up to Kajabi, you can have your Kajabi website, all your courses and everything like that, all on Kajabi. But if you become a Kajabi affiliate, and I am a Kajabi affiliate, obviously, and you can get a link to Kajabi. If I just drop that in there, that's where you can get your free trial. But when you become a Kajabi affiliate, they actually give you like an entirely separate website and setup that you can use, presumably so that you can create a site of your own to promote Kajabi. But I'm doing that all through my main site. So what that means is I've effectively got this entirely blank setup here, which is very good for doing demos and things like that, like I'm going to do right now. So yeah, you do effectively get two websites if you become a Kajabi affiliate. So the way that it's structured is it's kind of split things down into these sections. I'm not going to go into the dashboard because that's going to take me into my affiliate dashboard. But if you are on your other regular site, so this would be here, your main regular site, the dashboard is going to show you things like how many visits you've had, how many sales you've had, the revenue in the current month, and all that kind of thing. All the stats. So that's what you see on the dashboard. But as I say, I'm not going to go into this one just right now. But we'll go through the sort of process of how you actually build out your website and products and so on. So the way it's split down is into, and this is one thing, by the way, that sometimes if you've not got your head around it, you might be a little bit confused by it to begin with. But it splits things down into these sections. The first one is products. That's where you're going to define the different products you've got. And so here that might be courses, coaching. So you can have ongoing coaching done through Kajabi as well. Community and podcasts. So that's where the podcast is that I was mentioning earlier. So these are all the things that you're going to define first of all. And so in this case, I've got my Zoom course, my Ecamm course, my icon packs, and the podcast, obviously. And the next section down, and we'll go back through all of these in a little bit more detail. The next section down is what they call sales. Now, this is where you're going to create things like special offers. If you've got a bundle of different things. So, for example, when I do my Zoom Masterclass, which you can see just down here, actually, as part of the Zoom Masterclass, you also get the Ecamm Masterclass as well, because Zoom without Ecamm is just a little bit pointless. So I sort of bundle those together. So if somebody buys the Zoom Masterclass, they also immediately get access to the Ecamm Masterclass. And so that's created by creating an offer. So I'm going to create an offer which is, you can get the Zoom Masterclass, the Ecamm Masterclass, all of the icon packs, things like that. So we've defined the products in the product section. The sales is where you are going to is going to check where you're going to create these different offers and so on. Same with coupon codes. So, I have special offers on at various different times. And so you can create coupon codes for people in there as well. Payments is related to the payments for the products that people have made. And then you've also got affiliates. So that's where you can create these affiliate programs and you can decide who is, what people are going to get as a percentage. As I say, for all of my affiliates, it's just a 30% commission on any sales for the Ecamm Masterclass and the Zoom Masterclass. And the Ecamm Masterclass is $147. The Zoom Masterclass is $497. So go and work out the 30% commission that you get on those. So there is the sort of first two steps, really, defining your products and defining the sort of sales offers you've got and different ways that you're going to sell your things. We haven't covered the marketing yet. That is in a later section. Then you've got the website section, which is where you basically create your website. And we'll have a look at the website builder in a moment as well. And then you specify things like the different pages that you've got, the design, the sort of navigation. So what things you want in the different navigation sections. And this is also where you create your blog as well. The next one down is marketing. So we've created our products. We've got a website to sort of host it all on, and we've created our offers. The marketing is all about how you are going to go about, funnily enough, marketing these products. And there's a number of ways that you can do that. So first of all is email campaigns. So you can create not just, single broadcasts to your database with, offers and things like that, but you can also create sales funnels as well. And then there's also various different automations. So, if somebody clicks on an email, then you want to maybe tag them with something so that you can then, contact them again later, or, all these kind of things you can do with automations. Or maybe if somebody accepts an offer, then maybe you want someone else in your team to be notified, or there's various different automations that you can create, and we'll look at those in a while as well. Next is events. So you can actually have events hosted in here as well. So if you are running like a coaching course or something, you may want to just create events for that as well. And forms is where you're going to manage all of these different forms that you're going to use to collect this information. So if you, for example, you have like a lead magnet on your site, in fact, lead magnets, they pretty much, as we'll see, they've got these templates for you where it's sort of created all of this stuff for you. But say you wanted to have a form on your website that's going to get certain information. For me, when I have guests come on my live streamer backstage podcast, I have them go through and enter a little bit of information, quite a lot of information, but that's all done by creating this form on the website. And so this is where you would manage all of those. Contacts is, funnily enough, where all your contacts sit. And so this is where you can manage the different contacts, but also what groupings they're in, what they've been tagged with. Because when you're doing your email marketing, you may want to just email certain segments of your contact base. So you're not just sending out a bulk email to everyone. You just got a specific grouping that you want to send stuff out to. So you can view all of that stuff here as well. Insights is going to show you various different things related to the user, when they last logged on, all of that kind of thing. And then you've got assessments as well. So you do have the ability as part of courses and just on the site as well to have certain assessments. So if you want people to do like a test after they've got a certain way through a course, for example, then you would have all of that information here as well. And then analytics is going to just be more detailed information about things like revenue, subscriptions, and all of that kind of thing. Everything that's been going on, number of opt-ins to your different forms and lead magnet forms and so on. That's all in here. So that is just to give you an overview of the different sections. Now, I've got to say that Kajabi did actually do a really good thing about 3 or 4 months ago, where they renamed all of these things, because previously they had given them their own little, I won't say quirky, I just said it, but they'd given their own little names to these things, which already had like a common, a word in common parlance for them. So, for example, they used to call funnels, if we look in marketing, they used to call funnels pipelines. They used to call contacts something else. And it's like, it was just different for the point of being different. And it actually meant that if you came to it from another platform, you maybe got a little bit lost with, what was what. So in any case, they've brought this all in line with, sort of industry standard terminology, which I think is a great thing from their point of view. But the one thing that sometimes does catch people out is the fact that you've got products, but then you've got the sales where you're going to create your offers. So you just need to know that there is that separation between what is a product and then what is an offer. And in some cases, the offer you might think is exactly the same as the product. So when I created my Ecamm Live Masterclass, that is the product. And then I've got an offer, which is Ecamm Live Masterclass, where basically you just get that. So that is just one little thing that sometimes I think when people are looking at it for the first time, they're a little bit confused about that. But just know that, as I say, the product is where you define what the thing is, and then the offer is where you're deciding, what you're going to offer and how that is going to be structured. So with that said, let's have a look then at the product section. And the first thing I'll talk about is courses, because that is what Kajabi is known for. It is, built first and foremost as a platform for hosting online courses. But as you can see, you can do other things. You can sell other digital products. You can do your podcast on there and, host all kinds of other things that you'd have on a regular website. But I just want to go through the process of showing you how easy it is to create a course in Kajabi. So if I go over to the courses tab, then this is where we can create a course. And as you see, it just has a single button that says create your course, get started. So if I click on that, then it's going to actually ask what we want to do. So we want to create a course. Click on that one. And then we're going to give it a title. So I'll just call it our course. And we can give it a description. We can do that later as well. And then click on continue. And so with the courses, there are a number of different templates that you can use. So whether it's an online course, so something like my Ecamm Live Masterclass would be classed as an online course. You can also create just a sort of blank one, which is a template that with nothing in it. You're just going to build it all out from scratch. A drip course is where you want people to basically have videos released to them over a period of time. So there is some benefit to doing that when you want to sort of introduce information to people like over a period, rather than just dumping a load of information on them at once. If they're following on where they're paying a subscription model, then sometimes people have that so that it's just sort of coming in over time, so there's an incentive for them to stay, or that they're required to stay for a certain period of time. And then you've also got membership as well. And so that's where someone's paying a membership and then they get access to all of the course material from their membership. And I'll talk a little bit about the difference between membership courses and sort of paid courses. I'm actually looking to do a membership model for my courses. So currently I've got just 2 courses, but I've got another, 5 or 6 at this point. I think I just added another one earlier today onto my list. Yeah, to give people access to all of your courses for one sort of single subscription price is also an interesting way to go. So I'm just sort of figuring out how to do that with mine, because I will be adding a lot more courses, and I think there'll be a benefit to people being an ongoing member as opposed to just buying one-off courses, and then they'll get access to everything for all the time that they are a member. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. So the first one then is online course. So let's just have a look at that, because that is what a lot of people do. That's basically where you've got videos and they're available on demand. So if I just click on continue, you can upload an image for this, so that this is when you send a link out, then this is what is going to appear, but I'll just leave that blank for the moment. And then the 2 different price points, either paid or free. Bear in mind that all of the things related to the pricing, you're going to be not dealing with directly here, but this is going to be when you make your offer in the sort of sales part. So at the moment we're in the product part, but we do need to just specify whether it's something that's free or paid. So this would be a paid. I will click skip for now, because it's asking for me to link this to either a Stripe or PayPal account. With this particular sort of dummy account, I've not done that yet, but with my regular thing, it's all processed through Stripe. So I prefer Stripe to PayPal. I think I'll have them both linked actually, but yeah, generally I use Stripe. But I'll skip this one for now. We can come back to that a little bit later. And then it's going to start by building out, because we didn't start with a blank, it's starting with a sort of loose outline. And so here it is. It's sort of created this thing for us here, where we've got our different sections. And actually, if you're using an outliner to sort of outline your course, then it's going to sort of fit really well into here, because basically you can see that we've just got the headings for different sections. I wonder if I should just actually maybe zoom in a little bit. There we go, that might help. So we've got the headings for different sections. So it's grouped them into a section, and then you've got modules within that, and you can also create sort of sub-modules and sub-sections within that as well. So here we've got course introduction. This is like a sort of group of modules, and we'll talk about what can be in modules in a moment as well. But here we've got like a welcome to the course, about your instructor, the outline of the course. Next big section here, it's got as fundamentals. So what it's trying to do here with this template, if I just come out of that, it's trying to give you like a generic outline of any course. So actually this is quite helpful if you've never created a course before, just to have this as a sort of template and a guide to show you, what you might want to consider having in your course. So the fundamentals section is you've got the different sort of concepts there. So that's all just sort of generic. Then the next is the what, the why, the how. Again, this is just all totally generic, but it's just going to give you an idea, some advanced tips and course wrap up. So some things that you might want to consider at the end. So that shows you kind of like a loose sort of course outline. And then for each of these things, it's really simple to go and edit it. So if you want to call this something else instead of course introduction, you can just click on the little edit button there change the title. You can add a description into all of these, and you can also add thumbnails in as well. And then you can also do the same for these sections, which are the actual modules. Now, when you're editing the modules, you've got a bit more flexibility there because obviously there's more going to go into it. So first of all, you can have a thumbnail for every lesson. I tend to do that because I think it looks better in the player. We'll have a look at the player in a moment, where people are actually going through the course. But you can add in a video, you can add in audio and images, and then you've also got a sort of description that goes along with that particular lesson. And then you can also add attachments. So if you've got any downloads or things that you want to include with it, then you can just click on here to add downloads and just upload them. So it's a really simple interface to make. We've got automations here as well. So for when somebody goes through and completes a specific lesson, you may want it to be that when they've completed, for example, they might want to get an email. Maybe you've talked about an offer in your course, or you've talked about a product in your course in that particular lesson. And when they complete that lesson, you want to then send them some information about it. Or maybe you might have it where you say, these are the downloads that are available for this course, and we'll email them to you as well, or something. So there's lots of things you can do, and I won't go too far into the automations, but I'll just give you an idea of the sorts of things you can do, because it's really quite a lot. So this is like when lesson is completed, and then you click this then button. You can do all sorts of things like grant an offer, revoke an offer, deactivate an offer. So maybe if they get to a certain point and it unlocks another offer you've got, then you can do that. Subscribe to an email sequence, or unsubscribe. So you could have a whole series of sort of follow-up emails, and you want to just eliminate them from a certain point after they get to this particular lesson. All kinds of different things that you can do like that. Look at that. This web page is using significant energy. Is it really? That's strange. Let me just close that. So yeah, all kinds of different things. This is a useful one to add a tag or remove a tag. So you might want to sort of add a tag that somebody's got to this like advanced level in the course, for example, and so that to then include them in some other email sequence, or just even reach out to them. Or maybe it is that somebody hasn't reached this point in a certain time and you want to sort of reach out to them. And by the way, when we start talking about pricing models, I'll come on to that, because the way that my Ecamm Live Masterclass works, in fact, probably now would be a good time to mention, the Ecamm Live Masterclass is a course where you can learn how to become a total Ecamm Live master. And it's over 130 lessons of all things Ecamm from beginner through to advanced. And you can see the layout actually just in the window over here of the course. This is all built in Kajabi, and we'll look at how this sort of looks on the screen in a moment as well. But really covers everything about Ecamm Live. So not just the Ecamm interface itself, but also how to use it with things like Zoom, Discord, and Teams, and how to take the Ecamm output into those applications. Also looks at how to create overlays and things with Keynote, and also how to use Ecamm as a presentation tool combined with Keynote as well. So that's all covered in there, and I also cover things like Stream Deck and the tools and techniques that you need to use to just get the most out of Ecamm. It is, as it says, an Ecamm Live Masterclass. Does what it says on the tin. So you can get that at ecammlivemasterclass.com, and that is just a redirect through to my Kajabi website at takeonetech.io, so you can find it there as well too. So yeah, if we have a look perhaps at the actual structure then of that very course, that will give you an idea of what you can do with it. So if I just pull up this one, I want to get out of there for a second. Where's it gone? Not that one, this one. So this is what the Ecamm Live Masterclass looks like. And so all of those things that we were just looking at there, where we were creating modules. So if I just quickly flick back, so those things, where is it? Come back out of this one. Go to the course, there you go. So where it says course introduction here, and then we've got these modules. If I flick over to the Ecamm Live Masterclass, show you that one in a minute. That's an example of a funnel. So here we've got categories. So course introduction. Each of these ones here is one of those headings that we've just looked at. And as you can see, I created a little thumbnail for each one so that you can sort of see which one you're in. And then each one has a description as well. And so if I click into one of those categories, then it's just going to go into a list of all of the different modules that I've got in there. Now, actually here, I've split this down further into subcategories, and that's really easy to do. Let me flick back and show you how you would do that. So here you can see we've got course introduction and we've got a series of modules. Well, let's say I wanted to break that down further and have, an extra sort of category in there. So all we do is, let's say I'll do it in fundamentals actually. Let's say we want to add a little subcategory. So we just come to here and click on the little plus icon, and then you can add either a submodule or a lesson. So if I click on submodule, and we'll just give this one the classic test title, create submodule. And now what you can see is we've now got this little subgrouping down here. And actually I can just sort of drag and drop things into that. So if I want to put this in the test section, like that, tell you what, let me drag this one up here. It's obviously, of course, when you do a demo, it's going all over the place. There we go. For some reason, it's not letting me drag that. You get the idea. It is just drag and drop, except when you're doing a live demo. But basically, you can just drag stuff around and drop it in the right place. I'll let you take my word for that one. So that's what I've done here. So this is the basic section, and then I've got a getting started subsection or submodule, and then all of these things are lessons. And what you can also see here is it will tell you how far you are through the course. So lesson 6 of 126 completed. And if I click into one of those, then it's going to show you what the interface looks like. So here I've got the video up at the top, and over on the right hand side, this is all of the other videos within that submodule. So it means that this is all about overlays, this section, and you can see this is a 5-minute video. And so if I start playing it, it'll start just playing out this module. And once you get to the end of it, there we go. Look at that. I'm wearing a shirt as well. Very smart. You can just go through all of these different modules or all these lessons, I should say, that are in this section. If there is any information or downloads related to the module or the lesson, then those will all appear down here, as well as the description. So I think one of these has got some downloads with it. I'll just show you what that actually looks like. I think it might be in a different module, actually. This one doesn't have any particular things in it. There's one for scene layouts. I think maybe that was the one, designing scene layout. So I'll just show you what it looks like when you've got a download. That's the point of this. So you can see here that I've got a scene layout template that's a download. So that appears just down here. And then you can see the description and everything as well. So that's basically the way that this looks. But actually, to get things looking like this, there really isn't a whole lot of work involved. It's a case of coming into here. We've created the course outline for, it's created this initial course outline for us. So we're just going to go through and just add in the different, titles that we've got. And then, as I've just shown you, if you come in here to like this one, you're just going to create your videos, drop your videos into here, or maybe you've got an audio, or maybe it's just a post. You could just have a plain post that's just got text, as part of it, but you can still give it a thumbnail as well. You can also add in tests as well. So at the end of a section, you might want to have a little quiz or test on it, and then you get the information of how everyone's doing or how everyone's done in their tests. You can also have it that their progression onto the next level is dependent on the score that they've got in a test as well. So yeah, it's really easy to just sort of create all of this. And once you've got the design, then it just basically. And when I say once you've got the design, let me just explain that a little bit more. I feel like I just took a giant leap there, didn't I? Let me show you how to change the design. This one here is going to show you what it actually looks like at the moment. But if you click on these little 3 dots, then, not this one, sorry. You click on this, where's it gone now? Customize, down here, beg your pardon. Click on customize. It's going to allow you to customize the design of the course, how it's going to look. So if you see how this one looks, this is basically just a template. But what I've done is I've just tweaked it a little bit to have my branded colors and change the header and things like that. But essentially, you can change the font, the color, and so on. But essentially, it's just the Kajabi template. There's nothing special in terms of required from a design point of view. You don't have to know how to build out a course structure or anything like that. It does it all for you. So if you come into the customize section that we were just in, then there is these templates. I'll show you in a moment when we come to the website as well, how you can just apply different templates. But if I come into customize it, then you can see it's just got this is the header for the course. It's put a little logo, but you can just go in and change that. So click on edit. You could replace that with your own logo image down here. And as you can see, this probably looks quite familiar if we go and have a look at this one. It's in fact, if this wasn't slightly wider, because the sidebar was in that other one, this would look exactly the same. So it's just that I've changed the colors and changed the background image, changed the colors, but you can see how the actual layout of it is exactly the same as that one that of my course that we were just looking at. I'll talk about actually editing pages, because this is all kind of the same format as we're going to do when we come on to editing pages as well. You can also from here just go in and preview the course. So if I preview the course, how it's going to look. Now this does really look a lot like the one that we were just looking at for my course. There's nothing in the sidebar, but it's very easy to just sort of add different things in. So all of that is to hopefully show that it's actually really quick to just get a course up on Kajabi. You know, you can use the template, just fill out all of your different categories and lessons, and then put in all of your videos, and then it's good to go. So there's not a huge amount of there's no programming required, and it's very easy and sort of drag and drop. I've been using Squarespace for my website for I don't know, since Squarespace started. I have got a background in web design actually, and I used to sort of just code them all by hand. But then at some point when I started doing other businesses rather than just web design, I figured that it was just easier to use something that didn't require me to do any coding, didn't require me to keep on top of coding standards and web standards and so on. And so that's when I moved over to Squarespace. And it's only Kajabi that has caused me to actually switch from Squarespace for all of this kind of stuff, because actually I mentioned that I was using lots of other different platforms around my website. So I'd use Squarespace for my website. Then I would use ClickFunnels for sales funnels and marketing funnels. Then there was various different things that I used to use for email, for like email marketing as well. Some of that I did in ClickFunnels, but sometimes I used other services depending on the website that I was creating. And then there was also video hosting. Obviously, you can host videos on YouTube and just sort of embed them, but they're very easy for people to actually just go and get the source video. So there's a platform called Wistia, which is for video hosting, and it's done in such a way that it's a little bit harder for people to get the video. At the end of the day, you're never going to stop anybody from getting video off the web. So if somebody's watching your course and they really want to, they'll be able to get your video. It's just a case of making it a little bit more difficult, and also removing, the YouTube branding and things like that. So if you look at these videos on these the Ecamm course, for example, if I just go into any one of these and just pull up the videos, what you'll see is they've got a player in there on the page, and the player is basically just there's no branding on it from Wistia or from Kajabi. And I say Wistia because Wistia is $100 a month, something like that, and then you pay for every video that you have on the platform over and above 10. It depends on which level you're on, but you pay basically, I think, 10 cents a month or 50 cents a month for each video. Well, as soon as you start getting a large course up, then really that starts racking up. Well, Kajabi actually uses Wistia as its back end. So I cancelled my Wistia subscription when I moved over to Kajabi, but it's still using their platform, their back end, because that's what Kajabi use. So that's just one sort of saving that you get with Kajabi. Is it's all of these other things that you don't have to pay for on top of the platform. I'll talk about all of those things a little bit later as well. So let's keep going through here though. That was a bit of a digression there, but so that we've just had a look at how you can create a course, and as you can see, hopefully it is pretty easy. You can do the same thing with coaching. So if you want to create a coaching program, you can do that in here. That's not actually something that I've done through here, but just to show you, it's the same sort of process. So whether you want someone to be able to book a single session with you, so you could have it that people could go and book a consultation, for example, and you could just have it as a coaching sessions on here. I actually use my Buy Me a Coffee for that. So if you want to book a consultation with me, you can go to takeonetech.io/consultation. And that's where we can have a talk about any of the stuff I'm covering here, or indeed any other tech issues that you may be running into. And the only reason why I'm doing it on Buy Me a Coffee rather than here is just because I'd already got it all set up with that. But you could actually be doing that all from within here, where someone could come on here and book a single coaching session. Or you can have a package where someone's going to sign up to a series of coaching calls with you, either something that's structured, or it might be, just ad hoc coaching sessions. So you can do that through here as well. And exactly the same sort of process as we've done as before. You can just select, how many coaching sessions are included. Let's say 10, give it a title. I can't spell, and live stream at the same time. Of course. So you can go through, you see the idea here. You can have multiple coaches. So you'll notice on the course, if I just flick back to that, sorry for flicking back and forth, but you can see how it says the instructor, and it's obviously me because I'm doing the whole course. But it may be that you've got different instructors doing different parts of your course. Maybe you've got some guest instructors coming in, or maybe you're just running an operation where you've got lots of instructors. You can assign those to course modules as well. But then also, as we can see here, when you're creating a group coach, when you're creating a coaching session, you can also assign a coach name to that as well. And then just click continue, and it's going to go through, and you can do scheduling through Kajabi itself. So you can do all the scheduling for sessions in here, or you can connect with something like Calendly or a link out to some other booking form or whatever it happens to be. And then the location as well. So it has got built-in video for coaching sessions. So rather than doing it on Zoom or whatever, then you can actually just do the coaching sessions directly from within here. And they've got their whole platform around that. And then the duration. And then click continue, and that's just going to create it. And there's all sorts of things you can change for the appearance, adding an image and so on. I'm just going to click here. What's Daisy? No, I won't do that. Click here, click on this one, paid. So we'll just skip that for now because you need to have your payment details set up. But there you go. You've now created a coaching product, and bear in mind that we're going to be promoting that when we create our sales offers and we create our marketing funnels for that as well. So that is just about the products. The podcast is really easy to set up as well. So you can create a podcast in here, and it's just the same sort of process. I'm not going to go through all of these because could turn into a 10-hour live stream otherwise. But that's just to show you sort of how easy these things are to set up. With templates there and sort of drag and drop. So the next thing then would be, assuming that you've got your products, is to create your different offers, coupon codes, and so on. So we've already created that little course. So let's say that we want to create an offer around that course. We would just click on here, get started for our first offer. And this is our course offer. Again, not being able to spell, our course offer. And here you can see where it's saying select your product. So this is where you would want to select the course. So there is our course that we just created. And you might want to say, well, you also get coaching as well. So it might be that your offer is get the course, but then you also get the course of 10 coaching sessions. So now you can see how separating out the products from the offer makes more sense now, because you might want to be able to sell your coaching sessions individually, but you might also want to be able to bundle them in with your offer. So let's say that somebody's going to buy our course, but then they also get 10 coaching sessions included. So we've now got this course offer plus coaching, let's say. And so we've just included those two products. The payment type, so again, you'd have to have had it linked here, but let's just assume that you've got your thing linked, your payment gateway, either Stripe or PayPal linked, and then just click on that. So I'm just going to have to put free for now because I don't have that linked up. But then we'll just click on create. So I'm literally giving this course away. And that is it. So now we've got our offer. So this gives you details about the offers that you've got. If I was to come into here, this is where you would see a list of all of the different offers. So I've got offers for my Zoom course, my Ecamm course, then all of my icon packs that are available on my website. So when I look at my regular website backend, then I see all of those here. What's nice as well is you see also the sort of overview of how many you've sold. the net revenue, and whether it's live or not. And you can also come and see some more stats by just clicking on here. So actually this offers section sort of becomes a more detailed dashboard as well for all of the things that you've got on your site, where you can come in and see how they're performing basically. Next is coupons. So we've now created our products and we've created our offer of these. Now we're going to look at the marketing a little bit later, like how to actually put this all into a sales funnel. But you've also got a coupon code. So let's say we want to offer a discount for the launch offer or something like that. It's really easy to create coupon codes. So I'll just talk to you about the different kinds of coupon codes. You've either got a single coupon code. That's where you're going to create a single little offer code. So for example, my Zoom course is 497, but if you use the offer code ECAMFAM, then there is 20% discount, because all the people who are Ecamm users, I want to give them that benefit, and obviously all of you lovely folks watching as well. So the way to create that would be a single coupon code. Bulk coupon codes is where you want to have a more control over how many uses they can have. So basically, anyone who types in ECAMFAM in my Zoom Masterclass will get and in fact, I'll just drop the link into that. They will also get they'll get that discount, and it doesn't matter how many times it's used. It doesn't matter who uses it. As long as they've got that code, then it will work. With bulk codes, what that's for is if you want to have, just a specific list of codes that are basically one-time use. So you might be giving a different code out to a different user. So an example of that would be with Ecamm Live. If you're an Ecamm Live user, then you get a discount on Loopback, the application Loopback. But you get your own unique code. So Ecamm have presumably got a list of codes from Loopback, and then they just give you one of them so that they know that it's only getting used by specific users. So that is what bulk codes are. But it's really easy to actually create, and there's a few different ways that we can do these. So I'll just look at this single coupon model here, and you can give it a code. So let's just recreate that one that I was just talking about. So if I was to offer the same discount on this imaginary course, the coupon code, we just type it in here. The discount type, so we can either give a percentage off or you can give an amount off. So if it's a percentage off, let's just say 20. So we've just written percentage off, and the percent is 20%. And then the duration. So it says how many months will this coupon last once applied to your customer. So this is because you can use this with subscriptions as well. So you might want to have it where they get a big discount off the first month, but then afterwards. So sometimes people say, right, well, if you sign up, you get the first month free, or if you sign up, you get the first month for $1 or something like that. Whereby you want to give them that discount on the first month, but then after that, it just reverts to the full price. Or you might want them to sign up to a subscription where they get, as I say, they're getting it free for the first month, but you're getting all the payment details. And then at the end of that month, if they haven't cancelled, then it will just renew at the regular price. So this one would be if you were wanting to set how long basically is lasting. So repeating, you would have repeating the duration in months. You might just say the first month's free, or you might say the first 2 months is free, and so on. So that's how you can sort of change these things. It might just be a one-time thing. So they're just getting a particular discount off whatever they buy at that time. But you can set an expiration date. So, when I've done things, like an early bird offer for a course or whatever that expires, on a certain date, then you can just come in here and set a date as well. So maybe this 20% offer, we might want to say it's only valid till the end of September. So that's how you would do that. Or in this case, the one that I did where 20% off the Zoom Masterclass, that's actually just forever. So it's just as long as someone's got that ECAMFAM code, then it will last forever on that particular thing there. So that is how you create a coupon code. And then when you go to the next section, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you what you want this to be applied to. So we've now created the coupon code. This is the details of the coupon code. It is ECAMFAM. The discount is a percentage off. The percentage is 20% and it lasts forever. In fact, it looks like I've doubled up there and put the expiry date. So this one, yeah, I did put the expiry date is for the 30th of September. But now we can see included offers. So this is all the things that you want this coupon code to apply to. So if I click on add offer, then from here, I should be able to find the offer that we just created. Oh, in fact, it's not showing up because we created it as a free offer, didn't we? That's why. If this was linked to my PayPal or Stripe, that offer we created for the course plus the coaching would have a price attached to it, and so we could apply it to there. But it's just not picking it up at the moment because it's a free thing. We created it free because I didn't link the payment gateway. But ordinarily, any of your offers, you could apply this to all of them. So I have the Ecamm Fam discount applied to my Zoom course, but it isn't applied to the Ecamm course because that's just only for Ecamm folk anyway. And I've already made that at a lower price point to reflect that. But you can just apply these offer codes to anything that you've got on any offers that you've got in your store. So yeah, really easy to create coupon codes. Hopefully that sort of explains that. There won't be anything in the payment information, but this is where you would connect to your payment gateway. I'm not going to go through and do that, but it's really simple to connect. Same as all this other stuff here. The affiliate section is already just kind of built out for you, really. And it gives you a link. And what you're going to do here is it will tell you the number of users you've got. And when somebody signs up, let's just go and have a look at what that looks like. In fact, what I could do is I could go and probably do it on here, actually. If I come to my website, and then we'll have a look at the affiliate sign up section. Where are we? Got too many tabs open. It's this one. So if I click on affiliates, this has got a sign in page, but if you aren't already signed up, then it's going to say to sign up to become an affiliate, all you need to do is enter your name, your email, and your PayPal. So all affiliate payments are done through PayPal. So the payouts are done through that. And so it's really easy for someone to become an affiliate. So if you want to become a Take One Tech affiliate, just go to my website, click on the affiliates button, and that will take you here. So here you can see sign up to become an affiliate. You're just going to put your name, email, and create a password, and then your PayPal, and that's it really. And once you get into the affiliate dashboard, then I won't go through all of that. But once you get into the affiliate dashboard, you will be able to see any links that the course creator or the owner of the website has created for you. So here we're in the affiliate section. This is where we're going to create those things. So this is the link to the page for the affiliate sign up and the affiliate login. So you can just copy those if you want to send them out to anyone. We got users, so this will show you all the different users that you've got on your affiliates program. Obviously, we've got none at the moment, but it will also show you the stats, how many recommendations have come through from their links, also how many sales have come through from them as well. And then you've got up here as well, commission setup. So this is where you're going to assign a particular commission. So here you can see this is that offer we created. So every offer that you've got, you will be able to then grant a commission. So it's once again this idea of separating out the products from the offers. With the affiliates, we're going to be able to give them the ability to recommend our offers. And I could just turn this one off. Now, this is a free product, but if it wasn't, you could just come in here and say, yeah, I want to give my affiliates 30% of that, and then click on save. It's a free course, as I say, so in this example, but that's how you go through and set it. It's really easy to just go through and have a list of products. Maybe you want to give different amounts of commission on different things that you're sharing. The share links section is where you want to create a specific a link for a product. So that is, if you want to have a link that you're going to share with your affiliates, you could create that in here, and then they'll be able to then share that out with their audience. So that's what that one is for. And then you've got transactions, which is all about how much you're going to how much has come in and how much you need to pay out, and then you have to do that part of it yourself. That's done through the PayPal Business Suite, where you can basically just download all of the list of referrals and things like that have come through, and then you can just pay those all through PayPal. And then there's also announcements. So if you want to announce a new product that's available to your affiliates and so on, then you can do that all through here. So again, I won't go through all of every single feature, although I feel like I probably am doing a little bit. But that is what you can do in that sales section. So creating your offers, creating coupon codes, monitoring or your payment gateway, I should say, and then also the affiliates and monitoring what's going on with them. So that is all in the sales section. I'll just have a quick check on the chat because I feel like I haven't done for a while. It's mainly spam bots. Fantastic. Thanks, Michael. I will get that subscription model done as quickly as possible. What I'm actually sort of working out is there's people obviously who've paid for some of the courses, so I want to give people the option of doing it on a paid basis and on an ongoing basis as a subscription. So I just want to figure out as well how to do that in a fair way for people who've already paid, to give them a discount on the ongoing subscription if someone's already bought the course as well. But yeah, and actually that's probably quite a good segue into this idea of subscription models versus the paid. So the way that I do my courses at the moment is the two of them that are there on this platform is that it's a one-off payment and then you get lifetime access. And with the Ecamm course, more so just because of the rate of development of Ecamm, that there's new features coming out all the time, like game-changing features with every release. Just as we've got now in the beta, we've got multi-streaming and other things coming down the pipeline as well. So I wanted it to be like an online resource, so that if you are an Ecamm user, you'll always know that you can go to the Ecamm Live Masterclass. Excuse me, didn't mean to knock my microphone. And you'll know that you've got the sort of latest information, because one of the downsides of the University of YouTube is you never quite know whether stuff is out of date or not. And I've got over 130 videos on Ecamm on my YouTube channel. But if somebody were to go and pick any one of those videos at random, it may or may not be totally accurate, because in my early videos, I was telling you how you could make overlays with cutouts in Keynote. So this kind of scene that I'm using in Ecamm here, where I've got, the screen over that side, and then I've got me in this little window. We used to have to do this by creating these overlays to go over the top of things, these graphical overlays, whereas now we just don't need to do that, because we can just we can just position the screen sharing where we want it, we can position the camera where we want it, and this little graphic down below. So we don't need to use that same technique. Well, I've still got loads of videos on my website that are telling people, on my YouTube channel, I should say, which are telling people that the way to do it is to, create these overlays in Keynote and cut out the holes. So the idea behind my course was I wanted it to be kind of like an online encyclopedia, always up to date with the latest Ecamm information. So that's why I wanted to do it as a lifetime access thing, so that people always knew that once they paid for it, they could go there, and then I'll be updating it with the releases of Ecamm. The only drawback, excuse me while I take some water, the only drawback of lifetime access for a particular fee is there isn't the same incentive for people to actually go and actually learn it. And one of the things that you get in the when you go and have a look at the products, let me just come back and show you this. One of the things that you get with the products, if I go and click into one of these, the course that we've just created in here. So we've got that course, and there's the coaching section there. So if I come into this course, if we had people that were actually doing this, and I came into the customers section, so this will show you all the people that are doing it. It does actually show you, I think it's probably going to say there's just no people doing it, but yeah, no data. But actually, when you've got people doing it, you can see how far people have gone through the course, and you can see when they signed up and the last time they logged on, and their progress. And what I've noticed is, I'm guessing 50% of people who have bought my course have not started it. It's something around there. They've bought the course, but they've not actually started it. And when somebody's got lifetime access, they're not actually incentivized as much to go and start it. And it's only something that I forget where somebody was talking about this just the other day, but it really sort of resonated with me that, yeah, if people feel like they've got all the time in the world, then sometimes they won't take the action. So I'm going to be setting up, I mentioned before about the automations. You can have an automation that if somebody's signed up but they haven't taken action within, a week, a month, 2 months, a year, whatever it is, you can just send them a follow-up email to, just sort of prompt them to say, hey, you've paid for this. I'd hate for you to have paid for it and not get the value out of it. So That's just something to bear in mind with this idea of, I thought that I was doing something really good for people by saying, well, it's lifetime access for a single price. But actually, if that sort of removes the incentive to learn it, then it's probably done them a bit of a disservice in that respect. Why was I talking about that? Well, that is one of the ideas behind, it's Michael's comment about, the subscription model. So that's one of the reasons why I think there is a benefit to the subscription model. It also does mean that, people can potentially get in at a lower price rather than, $497 for the Zoom course, but 20% discount. Even with the 20% discount, it's still a sum of money that somebody has to put up in advance for the course. So whereas with a subscription model, I could make that lower, and then they get access to all the courses. And as I'm introducing more and more going forward, as I say, I've got 5 or 6 in the pipeline as it is. So it would mean that people would have that sort of ongoing place to go and get all of the course content, and there'd be new stuff added for them all the time as well. So that's why I'm sort of heading in that direction. Incidentally, I'm talking about all of this specifically right now because Kajabi have got a special offer on at the moment, which is 30 days free, which you always get with the free trial of Kajabi anyway. And I'll left a link to that in the description. You can get the free trial, but at the moment, what they're running until I think it's the 2nd of October is you also get this 5 days of live group coaching as well with. Let me just remember her name, Tina Tower, who is a marketing expert, and she's going to be doing a sort of 5-day lead magnet challenge to help you if you've got your course set up or you've got your product set up, then that's going to talk you through the sort of process of creating a lead magnet, and we'll be looking at that in a moment, actually, how to set up those sort of funnels as well. But that's what that is. So if you hit the link down in the description or in the chat, then that's going to take you through to, this is my affiliate link, obviously, that I'm running, but through the Kajabi affiliate program. It's a 30-day free trial and that 5 days of coaching that you get up until 2nd of October. But as I say, even if you're watching this on the replay afterwards, you can still hit that same link because you can still get a free trial of Kajabi. And I should say as well that in my Discord server, so if you want to come and join the Take One Tech family, whoops, wrong link. I do beg your pardon. I put my consultation link. I meant to hit this button here, the Discord community. So if you join the Discord community at takeonetech.io/family, then you can come and join the community there. It's completely free, but I've got a section on Kajabi. So if you are thinking about getting into Kajabi, you can always drop in there and ask any questions if you're unsure about anything. And if you do sign up and you need some extra help and assistance, then I'll be on hand in there as well. By the way, Kajabi have got a really good help section themselves. And they do when you sign up, you do get an onboarding call as well, where they can answer any specific questions that you've got and how it relates to Kajabi. And they've got really good customer support in terms of their sort of chat as well. So I've been really impressed by that. Actually, there's been a couple of times when I was first sort of starting with it, there was a few things that I couldn't quite figure out, and they were very quick to respond in the live chat, and that onboarding call actually is really useful. And what I'd recommend with the onboarding call is, if you do sign up, rather than just sort of go straight ahead and jump into it, spend a little bit of time digging around and trying to get things set up and just see what comes out of it for you, and any specific issues you have, because then you can go and ask them some really detailed questions and get a really detailed response back. So that is why I'm talking about this specifically today, is just because they do have this awesome offer, 30 days free of Kajabi and 5 days of live group coaching. And I should say, by the way, that when I did my trial of Kajabi, it was when I was launching my Ecamm Live Masterclass, and I basically paid for, I more than covered my year of Kajabi within the 30-day trial. So if you've got a product, you'll be surprised how quickly you can rack up sales. If you've got an audience and you've got a product that people want, then you don't need as much as you would think to actually start to cover the cost of Kajabi. And I'll talk about the cost and some of the benefits of it as a platform a little bit later, in terms of how cost effective it is. But one of the things that I just wanted to show you was, if I come to where is it? This one? No, not this one. It's another one. In fact, where is that? There we go. So this was something where we're talking about the subscription model, just to put this into perspective about the sort of subscription pricing. So this is more on the Kajabi website. But somewhere on here, they've got, here we go, turn your knowledge into income. So how many customers will you have? And then also, what will you charge for what you create? So let's say you're going to create a subscription model that is, I don't know, $50 a month, $47 a month. And then you, and by the way, if you're wondering why so many things are 47, 57, 97 or 397 these days instead of, $4.99, $5.99 or whatever it always used to be. Well, studies have shown that the number 7 converts better. So it's just a human psychology thing. It's been tested and proven. If you are going to sell something for $99, $98 or $97, the 97 one will have a higher conversion rate. I think that people think 99 is just, you've just knocked a 1 off it so that it doesn't look like 100. But there's something about 47 and 97 and the 7 being the final digit. So if you were looking at pricing, and if you wonder why all my stuff is priced with a 7 on the end, it's just studies have shown that converts better. So that's why that is. But then you can say how many customers you've got. And here it's going to show you what your annual income will be. So all you need to do is move the slider up. So say you're going to aim to get, 40 people on a subscription model at 47, then that would be the income. So it doesn't actually have to be, I suppose it's like that 100 true fans, isn't it? Let's do that then, 100 true fans. That's this thing that people talk about. If you've got 100 true fans and they're paying you, $47 a month, then that is what the amount was. I think the thing in there was, they said, it was $100, wasn't it? So it's basically 100,000. So that was the, or $1,000 a year from 100 true fans is 100,000, obviously. So yeah, but that's just quite a nice little tool there to help you visualize that. Yeah, you don't need to have a massive number of subscribers to your service to actually give you a significant revenue. And so bear that in mind when thinking about the cost of Kajabi. And I'll just talk about that. Just sort of jump to that. So the cost of Kajabi is. And they've obviously applied the annual discount, but let's just go to monthly plans because a lot of people I know would be paying monthly. So here we've got a basic plan at $149 a month and the growth plan at $199 and the pro plan. So I'm on this growth plan, and the reason for that was, let me have a look. It was just the number of products. So the, excuse me. The main defining feature here is the basic plan, you can have 3 products and 3 funnels. The growth plan, you can have 15 products and 15 funnels. Well, I've got 2 courses, and I've also got these the icon packs and so on. So that's why I went for this particular plan. And then the pro is 100 products, 100 funnels. There's difference with the number of contacts. I don't think I'm up to that level of contacts yet, but that was the main thing for me. It was this the number of products specifically. So it's not like an insubstantial amount of money to be paying every month for a service, but just bear in mind as well all the things that this includes as well that you're not paying for separately. So I'm not paying for my Squarespace website. I'm not paying for ClickFunnels. I actually used to pay $300 a month for ClickFunnels. And ClickFunnels, for those that don't know, is specifically for creating sales funnels, with opt-in pages, landing pages. You can also do course hosting on it. And so I have had courses that I was hosting on there that I've now moved over to a separate Kajabi account because the user interface, setting up courses and setting up sales funnels as well, actually, in Kajabi is so much simpler than in ClickFunnels. I always used to think ClickFunnels was really easy. And it was just sort of drag and drop. But I liken it to, I used a PC for years and years and years. And then it was only when Microsoft Vista came out, whenever that was, 16, 20 years ago. And that was just a complete, I won't use the word. It was not a great product. And that's what caused me to switch over to Mac. And it was only when I switched over to the Mac that I just thought, why was I struggling with Windows? I didn't think I was struggling. I thought, I was on top of it. But Mac was just so much easier and more user friendly for me than a PC was. And having used both, I now really appreciate how much better the Mac is than a PC. And that is the same with Kajabi and ClickFunnels. Even though ClickFunnels is specifically for creating sales funnels, Kajabi just does it so much better and does all of these other things as well. So when you factor in Squarespace, then ClickFunnels, to do the same thing in ClickFunnels just for the sales funnels would cost you $300. Then there's Wistia as well for hosting videos if you don't want to host them on YouTube. Again, that was another $100 or $150. If you start adding in all these extra videos, that quickly racked up. So actually, this has turned out to be a huge saving for me in terms of what I was previously paying to do all of the marketing and promotion and so on for my my courses. More so with some of the other stuff that I'm doing in my other business interests. So speaking of funnels, maybe now is a good time to actually just segue back into here, because we've looked at the sales and the products, and we've got the marketing section. But I guess what I need to do is actually just show you the website builder first, because that's pretty crucial, isn't it? And this is. I said Squarespace. I still recommend, if you just want a website builder and you're not doing courses, you're not doing all of this stuff, I still recommend Squarespace all day long. It is a fabulous platform and really user-friendly. I used to use WordPress as well, and WordPress went through some dark days where they had loads of issues. They've actually come out of those now for a long time, in fact, but it still is not really a totally user-friendly for people with no experience. WordPress is not an ideal place. I know you can go and get someone to go and create a template, or you can download some of the templates, but there's still issues with having them updated. With Squarespace, you just know that you've created it and it's there, it's working, and they'll deal with anything related to web standards or updating. You never get anything where it says, "Oh, this plugin's no longer working." That's one of the issues with WordPress that I always used to find. So for just pure website, it's definitely more cost effective to just go with Squarespace. But if you're going to be doing stuff like courses, coaching, and so on, then that's why we're talking about Kajabi. So let's have a look at the website builder then. So here we've got our website section where we've got pages, design, navigation, and blog. So in the design section, there are a whole load of templates. So I literally used the stock template and just changed it a little bit for my style, because I'm fine with that. I may go through, and it was also a time thing that I just wanted to get something up and ready. But you can go through and look at all these different types of templates for the look that you want. In fact, I didn't use the stock one because I used this one. I think this was the one that I used, this Rise, and then I just changed some of the images, the look and feel of it a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. But there's lots of templates in here. So if I just click into one of these, you can just have a little look. It'll show you like an overview of the template. And then you can just go into that and select it, and then just go and edit it a little bit. So let me come out of here, because the template, whichever template you pick, will just be applied. And then you can go into customize just up at the top here. And this is where you're going to customize the look of your website. So not the structure and pages, but just the actual look of it. And I'll show you how easy that is to do once it's loaded up. Thinking about it. So over on the left-hand side, if I can tell my left from right, we've got the different sections. So we've got, at the moment, we're looking at the header section at the top, and then we've also got the footer down at the bottom. You can have things like exit pop-ups. So that's that thing where, where you go to move to the edge of the website, you're just going to get out of the website, and then something pops up and says, wait, don't go. We've got something to tell you. I actually hate those, but you can do those in here as well. If you want to create that so that somebody's just about to navigate away from your page and you sort of yell at them before they go. Yeah, you can do that there. You can also create a two-step opt-in form. So that's basically if you want someone to click on this button to say, yeah, I want to be included in something. Then if I click on that, this will create this call for action, and you can have this image and then the form that's going to pop up. So here, when they click on this button, you don't want all the form details on the page, but when they click it, then it's going to have a little pop-up. So that's what that is, a two-step opt-in. It's basically going to not have the form on the page to sort of clutter the page up, but it just sort of pops up after the fact. But here what we've got, if I just scroll up a little bit, you can see these different sections. And as I'm just sort of scrolling over them, I mean, it should be pretty familiar if you've used any kind of website tool before. You know, is this sort of, you know, what you see is what you get, and drag and drop kind of thing. So here I could just come and edit this section. I could come and edit this one. You see the little dots have appeared around it, and click in the edit. And then you can change things like the width of it. So, you know, how many columns wide it is. If I wanted to make that narrower, you can see it's going to make that narrower. So you're just sort of playing around with the design like that. Same sort of thing here with the text box, all the familiar symbols, you know, for whether something's a heading, whether it's a quote block or whatever it happens to be. And then you can change obviously the font and the type size of the font size, and so on. So yeah, it's just easy to control all of that from within here. Then you've got the other different sections like call to action. So I'm not going to go through all these, but just like the call to action, just quickly, it should be pretty sort of self-explanatory here. So this is the details for the call to action. So first of all, do you want to actually include it on the page or not? Then what do you want in the button? So call to action here, it says call to action. If I change this to something else, then you'd see that that button then would update. Click on that. Oh, there we go. It's just updating. It's it's there. It's underneath that one. So that was a separate button there that I should have noticed that. So yeah, that's where you're going to sort of change all these things, and then where you want it to go to. So again, I'm not going to go through all of the different functionality, but just know that it is all just sort of drag and drop, and you know, easy to update all of these different things. So yeah, lots of functionality from a website building point of view. You could choose to include some of these. So that had that call to action in there, and it was just hidden. You could go through and hide some of these other sections. So like here, for example, if I was to want to hide this one, this is 3 feature columns. So whoops, wrong one. There we go. This is 3 feature columns, so that's what this thing is. Well, let's say there's 3 features, but maybe I only want to show 2 of them. Then you could just come in here and click on hide, and you can see that one of them's disappeared. So really easy, actually, just to go and decide what you want to have on your various different pages. So let me come out of here for a minute, because I'm not going to go through the whole process, but all you need to know is that it is very easy to just take a template and then modify it and put on the page what you want to have on the page. Next step down in the website section then is actually pages. And this is where you're going to choose what pages you want to have. Now, there are some that are basically you are just there for you anyway. So like the home page, the store page, and the blog page. Some of them might be there, but just not active. So you can decide whether you want a page to be active or not just by clicking in here and editing well, actually where it says published. So you can have published or draft. These ones that are system pages, it's just a case of whether you are actually linking to them from your menus, and we'll have a look at how to change menus a little bit later as well. But if you want to create a new page, then you can just click up here, create a new web page, and then it's going to ask you to give it a name, and you can just add it in like that. You can also add, if I come to here, the 3 little dots, and go to edit details, for each page, you can go and edit, first of all, the page title, so what appears up in the title bar of your browser, the URL, so it will give it a default, which is usually the name of the page, but you can change that as well. You can also make some pages only available to members, so you might want to have certain sections of your website that are only available to members, so you can toggle that on and off here as well. You can also add a page description that's going to appear if somebody finds it in search in Google. This is the description that will appear underneath it. And then also you can add an image. So that's, you know, when you send a link out to somebody, you might want the little image to appear. So, for example, if you send something out in Messenger, you might want it to be that the little thumbnail that appears for the web page is something specific. And so that's what that would do there. So yeah, very easy to edit that kind of information for your pages. And create new pages. You can also, if you've got a series of pages that are, you know, going to be similar, so all of my referral links, so when you go to one of my referral links, it takes you to a page on my website where I tell you a bit more about the link. So my referral for Ecamm. Ecamm, takeonetech.io/Ecamm will take you to a page on my website where I tell you about why I think Ecamm's so great, and then it will click through to take you there. So what you might want to do is have a sort of template page that you use for those kind of things. And then you can just click on the dots and you can duplicate any of these pages as well. You can't duplicate the system pages. I keep going into those, but here. So there you could just duplicate that page and create another one from it. So that is the how you create pages in your website. Then you've got your website navigation. This is where you're going to create your different menus. And so here you can see they've got main menu, and here it's just got store and library. An example of that on my site would be, whoops, wrong one. Over here. That's the right one. Let me come back out of that. There we go. So this menu that I've got up at the top, which is actually quite long, I probably need to condense this down into a little, like a, what do they call it? Where it's got a little drop down menu instead. But yeah, you can create all of these menus, what you want to appear in them. I've got another menu down at the bottom. In fact, I don't have it activated. I've just stuck with my my social links down at the bottom of my website. But yeah, this menu up at the top, if I come over here, that's where you would create that. So that would be in the navigation section. So you've got main menu. You can just add different things. You could add to either a product or you might want to add to a specific page on the website where we just looked at the page builder, but you can also just add external links. And so on my site, for example, I have got these, which are my about, my contact, store, consultation, community. But if you go to my merch or my gear, in fact, if you click on gear, what that takes you through, that is just a link to my Amazon storefront where it's got a list of all of the stuff that I use or I'm intending to add to my live streaming setup. You can see those. I'm not quite using that one yet, but it's on my my wish list. So that's how you can just add those into your menu. So that was, if I just come back, that was a link in here, but it was actually going through to an external link. So it's really easy to just add those in. And so, as I say, that's just by clicking on add link. You can also add, create your own, like another menu if you've got one for somewhere else. So you might want to create a specific menu that is just for members as well. So it's got one there where if somebody is on your paid membership through Kajabi, then this is a different menu that will show up for them in certain spaces. So yeah, that's where you create all of that. And then blog is basically just what it says. It's for where you create your blog. Don't need to go through all of that. It's exactly the same process. You just click on that, create a blog, give your blog a title. Having said I'm not going to do it, might as well just do it. It'll only take a second. You'll see how easy this is. And then there we go. We've got a blog set up, which would be at your domain/blog. Create a new blog post. And it's just the same as we've seen, the same sort of interface. You can drag and drop videos, audio, or images. And then you give your blog a title, type in your blog text here. And then it will give you a default URL, which will be your URL of your blog plus your title. But if you want to give it your own custom one for each post, you can do that and so on. So yeah, you can add all of this stuff in here just as before as well. So page description, this is the one that's going to show up in search, and the image is the one that's going to show up. Like if somebody finds this blog page in Google search, this is the image preview that will show up for it. And then you can also add an image for the blog post on your actual site. So if you're wondering what the difference is, this image down here is the one that's going to show up in the if you were to send the link out to somebody and this is what would appear as the little preview, or if you were, as I say, showing up in search, this is the image that would show up in that. The image that's here is actually the one that's going to be on the page. So if I do just come back over to my site, this first blog post that I did does have this image like as part of it. The day has finally come where I've started my blog. So that image, in fact, let's just see, this is where you've seen the sort of preview of the post, and then I'll click in here and it'll bring the post up on the full page. So that is what that image is the one that's at the top. So yeah, that's how you set up a blog. It's pretty straightforward and easy to use as well. So that is the website section. So let's have a look at the marketing section then, because this is where you're going to do your promotion and email marketing and so on. Yeah, this replaces for me ClickFunnels or any of these other funnel builders. But yeah, ClickFunnels was the one that I was using. Just a quick check-in with the chat. Hey, Todd, great to see you. I always have you always lift my spirits when I see your little avatar and your name, because it always just gives me that little feeling of Christmas. I really love it. Janelle, thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. If you've got any specific questions, by the way, this goes for anybody, of course. Any questions about anything that you can do with Kajabi or you want to do with Kajabi or anything about that, then do feel free to drop them in. I'm happy to answer any specific questions that people may have about this. I'm happy to answer any questions. And of course, in the Discord community as well. If you've got any specific Kajabi questions, we've got a whole channel in the Discord for that over there as well. takeonetech.io/family. Thanks, Orbs. I appreciate that. Creating a lower barrier of entry is awesome. Yeah, but it is a thing, isn't it? You know, if some of these courses are, outside of the reach of some people, to justify the expense of it, whereas, some people might want just to hop back to subscription models a minute, some people might want to just take a subscription out for a month, cram for a month, get all the courses done, and then be done with it. So I'm cool with that from a subscription point of view. I don't mind if people want to just get into it and then get it all done and get out after a month. That would be an option for somebody to get it done at a much lower cost. My sort of approach for thinking about it from a business point of view, and if you want to consider this sort of thing as an ongoing thing for your courses as well with a subscription model, is it's just ensuring that you are giving some sort of incentives for people to stay on the subscription is obviously what you want. And so by having things where you are introducing new courses, and whereas if somebody buys the courses standalone, as they are doing at the moment with my things, that is a one-off payment for lifetime access. With a subscription, obviously, it would be whilst they are paying for the subscription, they have access, and then as soon as they end the subscription, then they would lose that access. So that's got two sides to it. It gives the incentive to them to actually, use what they're paying for, but also from the creator side, it's making sure that you're giving the incentive for people to stay on it by keeping the content fresh, adding new stuff all the time as well. A little bit of a digression there, but yeah, thanks Orbs. Appreciate the feedback. Lifting people's spirits is the goal. Well, you certainly do that. It's funny. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's just even the little Christmas tree emoji does it for me. So we put our Christmas decorations up last year, 2 months before Christmas, because we had quite a big Christmas last year. My parents were coming over to visit for the first time in 2 years, and the kids were all excited. So we put them up extra early, and then we didn't take them down till embarrassingly late as well, because the kids were just loving it so much. Anyway, let me get back to this before we go down a Christmas rabbit hole. The marketing section here is, as I say, where you're going to create email campaigns, sales funnels, and automation. One of the other courses that I'm going to create, or revamp actually, because the course that I created that I started using Ecamm for was all about creating sales funnels and marketing on social media and Facebook ads and all that kind of thing, creating sales funnels. There's a whole system that I created all around this, which, if you're interested, is called the Clear system. The C is for creating a cohesive cross-platform online presence. The L is for lead generation through Facebook ads, Google ads, all of that kind of thing. The E is for engagement, engaging with your audience. Engaging with your, thinking in YouTube terms, engaging with your leads that you've got, and making sure that you're doing that in a consistent manner so that they're getting timely responses to everything. The A is for analysis, so analyzing what's going on with your ads and your sales funnels and so on. And the R is for refinement, so refining the process. And so the Clear system becomes this cyclical process of improvement in terms of your return on ad spend and all of that kind of thing. And there is a secret for this to be a success. You've got to actually apply it in the right way, and it's called the cash secret. The C is for consistency. You've got to be consistent in all of the things that you're doing, and consistent in what you're doing across all platforms, and also consistent in your messaging. So making sure that people are getting the same experience, whether they've contacted you through one way or the other, making sure that it's all happening in a timely fashion. And the A of the cache secret is for automation. So in order for this to all work as a machine, it needs to all be automated. So automating the responses that people are getting when they interact with your sales funnels, your ads, and so on. The S of cache is for the service. So you need to make sure that you are always having service at the forefront, and you are serving your customers, your clients well, and the people that are coming through the sort of sales funnel, that they are feeling like that they are and they are actually getting a quality of service. Because all too often people create sales funnels and all they're concerned with is how can they get the biggest return on ad spend. And when you start doing things like just spamming people's inboxes all the time because you want to squeeze the every last dollar out of the sort of process, it actually becomes annoying, and you end up getting people saying, oh yeah, this person, they're quite good at what they do, but you know what, I'm sick and tired of all of these emails, like 5 emails in a day about some new thing that's coming up. There is a limit and a balance to it. Yes, you will find that if you hammer everybody's inboxes, 5 or 10 times a day, that you're going to get a bigger return on your ad spend. But is it worth it at the cost of, having your name as, talked about behind your back as being, these are really just doing things in an overly aggressive way? Because at the end of the day, spam works, doesn't it? Spam, just by sending out millions of emails, there will be some people who bite. And so spammers know that they get a return by just spamming people. And so it's about remembering that service and remembering who actually should be coming first, and it is your customers. So that is the S part of the cache secret. And the H is for humble. Always be humble and make sure that when you are offering these things, try not to put yourself on a pedestal, but understanding that, as I say, you are coming from a point of service, and make sure you are serving those people in a humble way and not talking down to people, because that is something that some other educators sometimes do as well, is trying to sort of put themselves up there on a pedestal. So that is my clear system and the cache secret. And that is something I created 3 years ago. And that was a course that I created where I recorded it all. It was hosted on ClickFunnels, all the sales funnels. The book that I wrote about it, that was all on ClickFunnels as well. And that's something that I'm sort of revamping and bringing it into more kind of the in alignment with what I'm doing with the Take One Tech stuff as well, and about launching courses. So I'm going to actually redo that. A lot of things have changed with Facebook as well since then as well. So that is something that I'm going to be doing on here. So I digressed again there. Didn't mean to go into that little pitch there. No doubt there will be an update on the channel when that new course is available. But the email campaigns is where you're going to promote all of this stuff. The sales funnels there is where you're going to create these sales funnels. So let's have a look at how you would create an email campaign. I feel like I lost the track of what I was actually talking about for a moment there. The email broadcast or email sequence. So an email broadcast is where you've just got a list of your contacts in your CRM, or in here, in fact, in your contact list, and you just want to send out a single email that is telling them about something. That is an email broadcast. An email sequence is where you want to send out a structured sequence of emails to somebody, maybe when they sign up to something. You want to sort of drip out a series of emails. So maybe they've signed up to, you're launching something new and you want to just let them know over a series of emails. Or maybe they've just become your, they've signed up for a lead magnet, or they've signed up for your newsletter. And you want to have them in a sequence where it's just going to drop out these emails over a period of time. So that is what an email sequence would be. So let's just do one of those, for example. I'm being very imaginative with my titles here. Sequence. So let's click on that. I'll just show you the interface. Email broadcasting is going to be exactly the same process, but just a lot simpler. So I thought it'd be easier to show you this one. It's got some templates. So here we've got showcase a product. So if you've got a new product and you want to build excitement about it, then you can create this one here. You might have a newsletter. There's an announcement date. So if you've got a new, an event coming up and you want to sort of drip out these emails in the run up to the event, you can do that. You might have a series of emails. So once they sign up to your newsletter or your mailing list, you might want it to be for the first few weeks, or however many weeks. It's just going to every week drop something new into their inbox. And so that's what that one would be for. And yeah, these are just some other generic templates. Let's say then that we want to have a run up to an event. So this is an announcement to an event. So I'm going to click on that. We click on get started. Once again, just call it event. Click on create. And this is going to then create this series of emails. So it's now done that for us. And so the email sequence, we've got here day one. And it's going to just let me bring this up, edit content. So here's what we can change, what we're actually announcing. So I'm just going to click on save for that one. Just assume that we've been in. You can edit, obviously, you can see you've edited the pictures and everything like that in there as well. And then you can come to, change when this is going to happen, day one, day two. Change the title, the internal title. So this is your reference so that you know what it's about. And we've also got subject line, preview text. So the subject line is what the people are going to see in their email inbox with the subject, obviously. Preview text is when you see it in your inbox, there's often a little bit of a preview text of what's in the email. Well, you may want that to be something different to what's in the email. You do want to make sure that whatever you put in the preview text is a reflection of what's in the email. So we're not talking about tricking somebody by getting them to open it thinking it's one thing and then it's another. That is a surefire way to get people to unsubscribe. But what you may have is you may have a much longer email in here that is, announcement of an event, and it's got all different information in here. But then you want to have something that's just a much more concise thing. So the subject might be new event next week. The preview text might be just wanted to let you know about this new event that's coming up that's related to X, Y, and Z, or whatever it happens to be. So that's why you've got a separate preview text field. And then this is here, basically, if I edit content, it works in exactly the same as the website editor. So if I come into here, you see we've just got the different blocks down the left-hand side. And if I come in here, it's going to show me that block. Click on this one, the announcement text, click on this one. So we can just sort of edit that. And this is where basically all the different sections. So the header image, then we've got text, text, text. We've got a countdown timer somewhere in here as well. And you can just basically come and edit all of this. It's not showing up because it's not live at the moment, but you can just come and edit all this, add in new sections. So if you want to add in a new button, new logo, text, or whatever it happens to be, new images, it's just really easy to just sort of add those sections in. If you want to reorganize anything, maybe we want this text above the image, you can see it's just easily organized like that. So it's very easy to create things, and the blocks have already got this sort of certain level of formatting in, like it's going to leave a reasonable space between them, all that kind of thing. So it is pretty easy to just go and create these things very quickly just by adding in the actual content that you want to deliver, and you don't have to worry too much about the design just because it's got a nice clear design to it. Things like buttons, you can change the color of buttons and all of that kind of thing as well. And then from here, you can just click on save, and that's going to save that all out. So it's very easy to create these different sequences, different emails. Once again, you can add automations as well. So automations is throughout all of this, all of Kajabi. So if somebody clicks on this email, then you can add various different things when the email is sent, when it's opened, or when it's clicked. So if somebody clicks on a button in the email, you might want to tag them with something to let you know that they've shown an interest in it. So if you're sending out something about a product and somebody actually clicks on the button in the email, that tells you that, well, they're at least a little bit interested. Maybe you want to include them in a follow-up email a little bit later on. But as I say, just do use emails with caution and try and not just sort of bombard people. It doesn't really go down well. It doesn't help your cause too much. So that is emails. Really easy to set up email scheduling in here. As I say before, I've used a number of different services for this. ClickFunnels does have a built-in email system as well. A lot more clunky, I shall say, than this one. There are other, email automation services that you can use for marketing emails, but this can do pretty much, all that you might need to do. And by the way, just to come back to the email just very quickly, I won't go through and demo this, but when you're creating broadcasts in here, or if I click on new email, if I click on broadcast, I could do it to a specific segment. So if I've got a segment of people who had I've just mentioned about they might be tagged by something because they've already shown an interest in something else, then you could send a broadcast to just that group. So for example, if I do an update to the Ecamm Masterclass, then I can send it to just those people. So obviously that means you can do all of these sort of segmentations. You can also do it to I've got people who are in the Ecamm Masterclass. They're also in the Zoom Masterclass. So if I do something that I want to promote the Zoom course, then I might want to just exclude everyone who's done the Zoom Masterclass, but do include the people on the Ecamm course, and they get a further discount. So anyone who does my Ecamm Masterclass, that's $147. If they then want to go and do the Zoom course after the fact, well, they've already paid for the Ecamm course, but they get the Ecamm course for free with a Zoom course. So I want to make sure that they get that extra discount. They don't end up paying for it twice. So I give them an additional $147 off the Zoom course if they've already done the Ecamm course. So the way that I can notify them about that is to send out an email to people who have not signed up to the Zoom course, but have done the Ecamm course. So you can do lots of segmentation with emails. It's just to say that anything that you think you might want to do, you can do it with Kajabi. From an email point of view. So next, let's have a look at sales funnels, because this is really, as I say, it's got so many great templates in here, and it can do all of the sort of sales funnels that you might want to do. And what is a sales funnel? Maybe I should step back a little bit. A sales funnel is where, well, I'll tell you what a sales funnel is. I'll show you even. So this is the landing page for my Zoom Masterclass. And so when somebody comes to this page at zoommasterclass.com, I'll just drop that in there again in case I didn't already. When somebody comes to that page, zoommasterclass.com, and it goes through to a page on my Ecamm, on my Take One Tech website, it's just a redirect, but this is what they come to. And a sales funnel really is, it's called a funnel because you are, spreading your net wide. And actually the sales funnel starts at the very top where you're doing your marketing. So maybe like a Facebook ad, or, you're maybe sending it out to your email list or whatever. But you're bringing people into the top of the funnel, which is the place where they're going to start to have this interaction with you. And ideally with sales funnels, you want to have them so that you're not really giving people too many options. You really want to give them 2 options, yes or no. That's the options that you want to give them at every stage through the funnel. If you have a look at my website, by contrast, so here's my website. Where's it gone? Just once again. Traditionally, people would have a website and they'd send people from adverts to their website. But when people come here, actually, although you do need to have a website to be able to give people this resource to find the about page, the contact page, the store, all of these other different things, there is really a lot of different avenues that they could go into. And in fact, that's one of the things that I talk about on the this other course, which I don't have released on here yet, but with the Clear system, is all about sales funnels, because you want people to have this structured approach here. There's lots of different things that they could go to. And potential places they can click, and they're not given this sort of guided path, on the thing that you want to talk to them about. So if I'm running an advert for the Zoom Masterclass, I basically want them to come here. There's a video about it, so I want them to watch the video. Whoops. I want them to watch the video, but then the only real option that they've got is to get access to it. And so that's what you want. You want them to go through to this page where they can basically go and check out. And this is actually a very simple one where it just goes straight through to a checkout page. And I've done that because with the Ecamm one, I haven't even bothered with the front of the sales funnel. It just goes straight to the checkout. Just because Ecamm were helping me promote the Ecamm course, I didn't want to have a full sort of sales funnel associated with it. But that is just to show you, like, the idea of a sales funnel is this, just a route where you're taking somebody. It's a separate landing page. They're going to land on it. You're going to tell them about what you've got for them, and then it's, do they want it or don't they? And there's various different things that you can do with these. So you might want to add in some testimonials coming down here, but still the only other button is still taking them through to that same checkout page. This is a very simple sales funnel because it's only got 2 pages. It's literally just, here's the product, here's the checkout. But you can do some more complex things with sales funnels where it might be that you offer a lead magnet, which is, here's this thing for free. And then they enter their name and email address, and then it sends them the thing. But actually, the confirmation page might be a secondary page where it says, hey, you've just taken this lead magnet. It was all about how to look good on Zoom. That's already gone to your email. But maybe you might want to check out this Zoom Masterclass where I tell you all about it. And then they could say yes or no. And then if they say no, then there is this thing called a downsell where, well, maybe they've gone from a free lead magnet to a $400 course. Maybe they might want to just say that they're not interested in that, take me through to the download. But before they go there, then it might take them to a lower cost. Well, okay, if you're not interested in the full masterclass, how about my video series, 5 tips to improve your video quality in Zoom, and that's $50. I don't have that, but I'm just giving it as an example. So there's a whole series of ways that you can take people through this journey. Once again, there is a balance between what is statistically shown to work and that you can get the most return by doing these things, and what can sometimes feel a little bit icky, where you're taking somebody's just come for one thing and they're then being drawn down this path of, oh, well, how about this, or how about this, and how about this. Sometimes people can do it a little bit too much, and it doesn't reflect well, I don't think, on the person doing it. So again, there's a balance to be had in there. But all of that is to say that is what we're talking about when we talk about sales funnels. And here it's sort of symbolized by this sequence where you've got one page going down to another page. There are a number of sort of industry standard designs that are proven to work, and Kajabi's basically got these for you covered. And so it's just a case of going and dropping your thing in. So the first one is what we would call a lead magnet. And that is this one, a freebie or a giveaway. So that's where you might say, hey, I've got this thing, which is in fact, I do have one of these on my website. I just don't direct anybody to something else afterwards. So if I come onto my page here, I've got this one, a list of all keyboard shortcuts for Ecamm Live. So it's kind of like a quick reference guide. So you've got all your keyboard shortcuts. And all you do is you come onto here, click this button on my website, takeonetech.io, and you can get a list of all of the keyboard shortcuts in a PDF, enter your name and email, and then click Get It Now. You don't go onto another sales page. This isn't the start of a funnel, but it does get you into my email database as well. So it means that at some point in the future, if I'm going to send anything out, any promotional material out, then I would do. But as I say here, don't do any spamming. You don't get bombarded with emails all day long, every day. But that would be as well the start of a sort of lead magnet funnel. So some people would have you go to this page, and then you would then, okay, you like my Ecamm shortcuts. How about my Ecamm Live Masterclass? How about that? That would be a potential route that typically people would take with lead magnets. But that lead magnet page here, they've actually got a template for it. So you could just click on here and click on Get Started. And we'll give that a name of lead magnet, being imaginative again, and click on Create Funnel. And that then takes us through to this page where it's building out the page. And so these pages typically are often not necessarily, sort of linked in the menu. You might want to have them linked in the menu of your page, but typically these funnels are just sort of separate landing pages. You might have your main website, but then you've got a whole series of sales funnels related to different products that you've got in there. And you can see what it's got here. It's got an opt-in page. It's got an email sequence where it's going to email out the download, and then it takes you to a thank you page, and then that's the end of the funnel. So this one's very simple, and that is actually the exact same template that we just looked at. So here, if I come back to that for a second, I click on that. This is exactly what that page was. It is this with the image, and then it's got the opt-in. So if I come back to that little outline there, you can see it even looks the same. It's got the opt-in and then whatever it is as the offer. When somebody enters their information, then it emails out the information to them. So it emails them the PDF, and then it takes them through to a thank you page. And you can come in here and just edit all of those things just the same as we could before. So here it immediately sends them this welcome email. So I can click on that and just edit exactly what they're going to get in their email. So here's the welcome. This is what the message they get, and you can add the attachments and everything into there. And then you can choose the thank you page, what that's going to look like as well. And just the same as the editor. So I won't bother going through and doing all of this, but it's just exactly the same editor that you've got with the web page where you can just add different sections and so on. So that is how you create a simple funnel. But let's have a look at some of the more complicated funnels that they've got in here, because these are useful. So if I create new funnel, The other types of funnel that you might have are obviously a sales page. That's a very common one where you want somebody to go through and then they're just going to buy something. So that is where you want to sell people. And then afterwards, there would be an email follow-up as well. So it says here, nurture leads to a sales and checkout page with an 8 email sequence. So that's something where you want to sort of capture the lead first of all, as it were, and then take them through this sequence of emails that's going to sell them to a particular product. You've also got a product launch funnel. And so that's where you want to have a sort of build up. We looked at that when we looked at email campaigns, didn't we? Where it shows you where you can have a sort of sequence of emails. The difference here is rather than just emails, it's also going to create the pages for you as well. Another one here is a Zoom webinar. Let's look at that one because that's one that I do a lot of is Zoom webinars. And here you can see, you can give it a title. You can paste the meeting link to your Zoom webinar, the webinar title and the time and so on. Now, this is probably not going to let me do it without actually having a webinar link, I'm guessing. So I'd need to just... I wonder if I just fake it like that. Might let me do it. So set a start time. Let me come out of there a second. I was hoping it would just let me fake it for you to show you what it looks like. But it looks like it's not letting me do it. Let me come back out of here again. So basically, since it doesn't appear to be allowing me to do that without putting in my Zoom webinar details, let me come back out of here. I'll try that again. With a Zoom webinar, though, basically what you're going to have is you're promoting the Zoom webinar. So somebody's going to come to a landing page. They're going to enter their name and email address to say they want to register for the Zoom webinar. It is then going to register them with the webinar. And then also you would then have a sequence of emails running up to the date and time of the webinar. And then it's going to send them through to a page where the webinar is. And then after the webinar, they're going to get another sequence of emails that follows up saying, you know, how was the webinar? Did you enjoy it? That kind of thing. But crucially, here is the offer that we talked about in a webinar, because usually webinars are for a sales point of view. So yeah, it has all of that sequence right in there. Let's try this one then, product launch. Maybe we might have more success with this one to do as a demo. So product launch, here is this offer that I've got for my course and coaching that we just created earlier. So let's say that we want to do a product launch where we're going to announce that, create the funnel. And what you'll see here is it's going to have more of a sequence of events rather than just a single page like we had with the opt-in form for the lead magnet. And then it's just generating these different elements. And we'll have a look at what it's created for us. So this has created an opt-in page where people are going to sign up. That looks exactly the same as it does before. Bear in mind, this is for a launch at a specific date. And then we've got this product email sequence, and this is 10 emails, and we'll look at those in a moment. And then we've got these different pages. So in this email sequence, some of these are going to be you want to make sure with any email sequences that you're trying to give value in the sequence as well. So not just a case of somebody's said that they're interested in this event and then they get 10 emails between now and the event just telling them the exact same thing. Don't forget, it's coming up. Don't forget, it's coming up. And that just gets annoying. What you want to do is make sure you're giving them some sort of value or something at every stage of interaction. And so that's what this is. It's value 1, value 2, value 3. So it might be that the product launch is coming up, and as part of the email sequence, you're going to say, you know, this is one key feature of, you know, if I was doing the Ecamm Live Masterclass, for example, this is one key feature of Ecamm Live that everyone should know. And then there's going to be more of this in the Masterclass, but you're giving people value during the build-up as well. So you're almost giving them a taste of what they're going to get on the course. So that's what I would do if this was to be a build-up for that particular course. So it's giving you a way to create all of those different pages, value 1, value 2, value 3. And then the actual checkout, you know, once the thing launches as well. But those then, if I come into this email sequence, this is where you're going to control all of those individual emails. So this is lesson link. So presumably that is a link to just the first lesson of the course. Then you've got a case study, encouragement. So, and if you come into these, it will actually tell you, you know, it'll give you an outline of what to say to people, which I've found actually is is a really good guide. I mean, this is stuff that I've known and done, previous to using Kajabi, but actually going through and looking at these templates, they do really help you as if you're new to this kind of thing, then they do really help in terms of this one here. So this is email 3, your why, and it tells you what to tell your clients, or tell your audience. So goal, tell your audience why you created the program you created, and send them to a website with a video on it selling your course. This is the first reveal that you've got a full course for sale now. And then it gives you some sample text. I'd like to tell you a story. It's about why I do what I do. Da, 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 da. So you can see how it's giving you, it's telling you what your objective as the Kajabi user, the seller, if you like, the course creator, what your goal is in that particular email, and then it's giving you a template of to use as a guide for actually creating it. So I have found that Kajabi has been really good at really giving you a full. It creates everything for you, tells you what the objective is, and gives you a template for how to do it. So it is just a case of going and putting your own words in it and your own the value that you've got to offer. So I've found that this has been a really user friendly, and it is certainly compared to ClickFunnels. I will always make the comparison because ClickFunnels has been kind of an industry standard with sales funnels for a long time. There's another marketing and sales funnel software which is called Infusionsoft. That's another one that I've used, and it has a nickname which is Confusionsoft because it is very confusing. So Confusionsoft is arguably much bigger than ClickFunnels. Actually, that is a really massive industry standard, but it is very confusing and not user friendly for just a content creator, course creator. So there is sales funnels, and as I say, they have got different sales funnels for all kinds of different things, whether you're doing a webinar, creating a product launch. Let's just have a quick look at those other ones, because there were a few others on the list, and you can create your own. Obviously you can create these all from scratch as well. If I come into a new funnel, so we looked at the freebie, a sales page is just a build up to a sale, and the product launch we've just looked at, the Zoom webinar as well, and then you've got one like a free book or a coaching campaign. So if you've got a coaching course, a coaching thing that you want to, a coaching offer, you've got a campaign for that as well. A simple sales page, which is just a single page to convert to a sale from that, and then you've got blank, which is where you're going to start from scratch, basically. So all of this, just as with every other section, is really simple and easy to use, easy to build out these things. And as I say, the templates are not just like a blank template. It actually does give you the information that you need to understand how to use it as well. So you kind of learn by using it. The next section down then is in marketing, is the automations. So this is anything that you've created, these little automations previously in any other section. So where we saw that, like, if somebody completed a particular course module, then there was an automation to, send them an email or various different things, or when someone completed a lead magnet form. So all of those various different automations will also appear here as well. But you can also just create new automations from here as well, rather than having to dive into excuse me, the different sections of the of Kajabi. So if I click on new automation, then it's basically, when this happens, then something else happens. So when an assessment is complete, a tag is added, a form is submitted, a person has been inactive for 7 days. So if you've got a membership site and people are paying for it, and then you see that there's somebody paying for it for 2 months and they're not using it, then you might want to give them a little nudge. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who would say, don't say anything. They're paying, but they're not using it. But you might want to actually just say, hey, listen, are you really getting, is there anything I can do to help you get more value out of this? So you'd be able to do, that from here as well. And especially as well, as I've mentioned, if someone's paid for something and they've got lifetime access, then just making sure to check in with them that, they're actually using it. It could be very helpful to them. And it certainly is going to show that you're caring about that they're getting the value from what you've created. There's some other ones that are just slipping off the bottom here, and I can't drag them on. I suppose I could drag this window up, but basically it's lots of other things like, if an offer is purchased and things like that. Then when that happens, then do what? And you can just do various other different things like subscribe to an email sequence, tag them, send an email. Maybe you want to give someone a coupon code when they get a certain way through the course. You're going to give them a coupon code for some other thing that you've got or whatever it happens to be. Or maybe they get a free coaching call with you after they've completed 70% of the course. You might want to just have something like that. Lots of different automations you can do. You can also add conditions as well. So you might want to say when somebody's been tagged with something, then you want to grant them this offer, but not if they've already been granted that offer through something else. So there's lots of different conditions that you can add, and it's just a big long list that's going off the bottom of my screen. So yeah, lots of automation that you can do from within Kajabi. Events is where you, funnily enough, create events. So that is where you want to create an event that's either a Kajabi event, or it could be something that is actually somewhere else. So it might be that you have people that are in, you're doing an event in a different platform and you just want to promote it on here, then you can do that as well. So we can just give this a title. And then when does it occur? So just date and time, time zone, whether it repeats or not, and click on save. And that's just going to create this event. And then you can add email, so you can invite people to it. You've got automations as well if people sign up to the event. So it's just all about sort of managing the different things that you've got going on there. Next is forms. I think I touched on this very briefly earlier as well, but this is where you manage all of the different forms that you've got on anywhere on your site to collect information. And just as with automations, that if you are creating forms as part of other processes in some other place on the Kajabi interface backend, then they will just all appear here as well. So you can see here this lead magnet form has now appeared in forms. This is the form that was created as part of us creating that lead magnet in the funnel section, and same with the product form. So you're going to see them all in here, and you can come and see the submissions. So you will be able to see the names of people who have actually submitted their information through those forms. The embed, I think, is going to tell us where. The embed code to actually add it into the page, which actually, just thinking about it, you can. So this says copy and code the code in the page that you want it to appear. So I've never done it that way, because you can actually just add these into a page. Let me just show you how to do that, because this is saying that you can copy and paste this code and add it anywhere else on the site. But actually, you can kind of do that if I go into the page editor. I'll just quickly show you. So any form that you've got in here, that's why it just threw me there for a moment, because I don't know why you would do that by adding the code in directly when you can just come into here. If I go into the About section, anytime you want to add a form onto the web page, on any web page, so I'm just randomly chosen the About page. And if I want to add a section, so these are the different sections that we've got. Wait till it just loads up for you. So this one here is text and image, this one with the text and an image. This section down here is a custom section. And then this one down here is the opt-in form. So that's what that is. But if I wanted to just add a form here, it would actually be opt-in form that I would add. And somewhere down here, inline opt-in form. And what that does is, it's just added that in. Click on add. And I can show you that now, if I click on that form to edit it, you can choose which form it is. So here it's asking me to choose the form. And then if you just remember that we had those three forms there. So we've either got the lead magnet form or the product form. So if I clicked on lead magnet form, that's how you would actually just add that in to that. So yeah, that's why I was just a bit thrown why I was saying you can add the code in, because you don't actually need to. You can just add it in manually, but I'm probably missing something. It's usually human error with me. Let's click leave page. So yeah, any form that you create, if you want to have a form somewhere on your website, then just to sort of link back to that, that is how you would do it. If you want to create a custom form to put somewhere on your website, then you do need to come in here and create that new form, and you can ask for all sorts of different information. So if I click on new form, then in here you would just come and give this a title. Let's say I want to, I don't know. I'll just call it newsletter. There is already a built-in one for newsletter, I think, but let me say newsletter too, just in case. So when you create a form, You can then come in here and choose the fields that you want. So name and email will be default. You can add some existing fields as well. So there are certain fields that you'll have in here like address, country, phone number, or you can just create your own fields if you want to create those, and that will then add those into your database, into your contact database as well. So that's what those form fields are. You've got a couple of options here as well in terms of the opt-in settings. So double opt-in and single opt-in. So double opt-in is where basically when somebody enters their details, it's going to send them an email, and then they have to respond to the email to say that they give permission for you to add them to their email list. And so that is something that is may be required in some places, and just with the GDPR rules about subscribers and so on, then that's why this one is recommending that. Single opt-in will be basically they're still opting in from the page, but they will have to fill out the one of those capture things before entering their details. But that's just to explain what those two things are. So to be honest with you, I think I actually have single opt-in on. Now I'm thinking about it, which is basically where somebody's filling out the details and then they go through a capture process. But then in the email that they're sending, because they'll always get a response email, the email response that they get says, you can unsubscribe to these. So that's actually the way that I've done it, even though this double opt-in is the one that they're recommending. I'll have to go back and try and think why I'm doing it that way now that I'm seeing that. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. And once again, you can add automations to to this process. So when someone signs up for this, enters their details in this form, what is going to happen? And that might be redirects them to another page, or it might be sends them a series of emails or a single email or whatever it happens to be, or maybe you get notified. So that's all stuff that you can do in here. So we've nearly got through all this. This was titled Kajabi Simplified. I hope that it has simplified it. We've basically been going 2 hours now, and I've gone through the main functionality of how you would use these things. The next section then is contacts, and there's not going to be anything in there at the moment. But basically in here, you're just going to see a list of all your contacts, but then you can sort them by tags. You can sort them by different, if you've got people grouped into different segments. So you can create a segment of your audience, which is basically, just a grouping of people. I can't do it at the moment because there's no people in this dummy database. I probably should have added some in before this, shouldn't I really? But it's just basically where you can see all of your contacts, and you can filter them. You can see how many you've got, and also for every contact, it does act as you can see everything that they've interacted with on your site, when the last time they logged in was, what offers they've bought, what pages they've seen, what emails they've interacted with, which ones they've opened, all of that kind of thing. By the way, when you get through the I just distracted myself there. When you send out an email broadcast, I didn't show you that part as well. When you send out an email broadcast, it's going to tell you how many people that have opened, how many have unsubscribed, how many people have clicked, and then obviously who those people are as well. So you'll be able to get a view of who's interacted with your emails down to the person and what they've clicked on as well. Incidentally, I mentioned about all of the different things that that Kajabi replaces. There's one that I forgot to mention as well, was bulk email sending. So with ClickFunnels, although that can deal with the sort of structure of your email sequences, you actually need a third-party provider to actually do the bulk emailing. So I used to use Mailgun for that. So Mailgun is just sending bulk emails. But Kajabi can do all of that. I mean, you could do that something like that with Mailchimp as well. But Mailchimp, you would do the actual all of the actual email would be done through them as well. Creating the emails. Whereas with ClickFunnels, I used Mailgun for that. So with Kajabi, just to sort of go back to that pricing, I suppose might be a sensible measure. Let's go through to here. With Kajabi, yeah, I've mentioned these different price points, and $149 for the basic, $199. And by the way, they do the usual thing. Like if you have annual, then that works out at $159 a month. So they give you a discount if you're paying up front for a year, just as all of these do. I'll keep it on the monthly plans though, just so that it's clear, what the monthly cost is. Yeah, $199. But like I say, it is replacing for me for this website. My Take One Tech website was originally on Squarespace, which I think I was paying. About $50 when I take into account the website, but then I did also have some email automation going out through that, and they've got a separate Squarespace have got their own email marketing email automation system as well, which you can pay for extra. So yeah, this has replaced that. But certainly with sales funnels, it wouldn't have been able to do that kind of thing very easily. And so this is replacing ClickFunnels for me. I have now completely cancelled ClickFunnels, which I was using for some other business things as well. But yeah, I've moved everything over to Kajabi now, and with separate accounts actually. But yeah, with ClickFunnels, that was basically the base price of ClickFunnels was $99 or $97 a month, and then the package that I was on was $297 a month, and that was literally, I was just using it for the sales funnels and the course hosting side of stuff. So this is already a saving on that. And then I mentioned earlier about the video hosting, Wistia, that I was using before, and this has got Kajabi uses Wistia as their video back end in any case. So I'm getting the benefit of that just included in the price of this. And Wistia was $100 a month plus, I can't remember exactly, it was 10 or 50 cents per video per month that you had it on the platform. So, there was no limit on length as such, but what that meant was that, yeah, if you've got a course that's 150 videos in the course, then it kind of starts racking up actually, and especially as you start adding multiple courses. So that is a big saving. The other thing that I was using then a lot was Zapier as well, specifically for linking all these things together. So where you've got your website on one platform, sales funnels on another, maybe some email marketing going on another one, and all these different things. I was using Zapier quite a lot to make connections between various different things. And so now I'm still using Zapier for other automation, to be honest, but I'm not using it as heavily for this. And if you were having to start all of this and weren't using Zapier, you may need to use something like that to link these things together. So that's certainly another saving. So if you're considering this and considering the cost and weighing it up, just do bear in mind the fact that really it's kind of an all-in-one platform, Kajabi is. And so, yeah, I've just been really happy with it. And as I say, from my month trial, I basically, more than covered the cost of paying for Kajabi for a year by, getting the course done and getting the course out there. And having that limit as well is a good a good motivator. We were talking before about, having lifetime access versus, being on a schedule. And so having a 1 month free trial of something and thinking, I've got to make this pay for itself by the end of the trial. If you're in a situation where you've got some course content that you want to get up, this would be a great time. And as I say about the free trial of Kajabi that they're running at the moment until the 2nd of November, is you also get these 5 days live group coaching. Now, I just want to clarify this because when it says 5 days of live group coaching, that isn't 5, 8-hour working days. I'm quite sure. Let's just see if we can find some more details, because I don't want this to be unclear. Look at that two-step sign-up form. It doesn't actually say it's not going to be 8 hours a day, though. I'm quite sure of that, because it's like a 5-day challenge to build out your lead magnets and sales funnels, basically. So yeah, I'm not sure. When it says 5 days of live group coaching, I'd imagine that would be, an hour or 2 hours a day for 5 days, just to be clear about that. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. I will say, not to be a total salesman about this, Kajabi run offers all through the year. So, it is a great time to get into it with this offer, but I'm sure there'll be other offers coming up, throughout the year as well. They do always run these kind of offers. So, not to just build you up and then tell you don't need to bother soon, but just to be clear about that, they are quite proactive about, making these different offers at different times of the year. So that is a summary of Kajabi, really, and I hope I've gone into enough detail there. The analytics, I mentioned the analytics. We won't really see anything in there until we've got some something to analyze. But that would just show you traffic, subscriptions, opt-ins, all of that kind of stuff, so you can see how you're performing, from a marketing point of view, and a summary of your affiliates as well. The contacts, just to go back to that quickly, one thing I didn't mention, I don't think, is any assessments. So if you're running any of those assessments as part of your courses, then it would appear here as well. And so that's as it says, assessments are a great tool to collect data from your members or people visiting your platform, so you can create different tests, quizzes, questionnaires, that kind of thing, and so you'll be able to view all of those in here as well. There are a load of other settings related to, I won't go into all the different settings of Kajabi, but things like, linking it to your payment gateway, different preferences and all of that kind of thing. But if anyone's got any, pretty simple. It is actually, it was one of these things, Rich, that it is it's a series of simple steps that make up to be something quite complex. But that's the thing about it. Every individual part of the piece of the puzzle, if you like, is pretty simple to create. Now, I will just mention, in case there are any other questions that come in while we're waiting, that I do have my Live Streamer Backstage podcast, in case you are not aware of it, and I shall drop a link up to that. Where is it? Is it here? There we go. Now, the next one is actually, I normally put the thumbnail of both of them. So the one this week was with Andrew Jenkins. That was a really interesting conversation. Andrew's someone that is, we've got our little sort of live streamer community, part of the LGL community, .rocks community, and so on. And Andrew's not somebody who's in the LGL or .rocks community, but and it's come from live streaming from a slightly different angle. So I'm live streaming. I created my YouTube channel, and then the live stream is to kind of support the YouTube channel and to help, meet all of you lovely people and reach out and make that better connection with my audience and to help to grow the channel. And that's one way that a lot of people get into live streaming. They are content creators who then start a live stream around their content creation. But there's other people who have got an existing business and they actually start using live streaming as a way to reach out to their audience and to bring people into their business. And that's more what Andrew's done. He's a content creator, an author, and a public speaker, but he's got a consultancy which is a sort of business consultancy. And so Andrew started his weekly live stream to actually bring people into that existing business. So I thought that was an interesting perspective on sort of live streaming. So that episode is available on the replay and also on the on this channel as well, and it's available on as a podcast. So you can find links to that in the description and in the chat. Now I've put this one here because my guest for next week couldn't actually make it, so I had to have a reschedule. In fact, it is going to be Alicia Way is going to be on the podcast on Tuesday next week. So we record at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Tuesday. So it won't be me interviewing myself. It will be actually Alicia Way, but just haven't got all the details together to make the thumbnail yet. But definitely check out that if you haven't already. I should also say that next week, my live stream this time won't be happening because I am going to be taking part into the Leap Into Podcasting. And that is Ecamm's event, and I've got that up here as well to show you. So that is the Ecamm Live Leap Into Podcasting event, taking part on September the 29th and 30th. Loads of great speakers, and somehow they let me in as well. I'm going to be on a panel discussion with, actually, unbelievably, I'm going to be on a panel discussion with somebody from Ecamm, .rock, somebody from Speedify, just the CEO, someone from Descript, someone from Shure, and someone from Camo. These are actually, some of my favorite products. So to be on a panel with them is going to be really interesting. And then we've also got, obviously the great people just here as well. Stephanie Liu, keynote speaker, Nikki and Moose. And then all these other wonderful people, and they found me there sporting a Nanlite t-shirt, spreading the Nanlite love. But there are all the speakers. It is 2 days of packed out with great events. This is the schedule. I've left a link to it. Go into leapintopodcasting.com. And by the way, my friend there, Carly Alexander, doing the yoga all the way through. Well, not all the way through, but there are yoga moments to help us stay stretched and refreshed throughout. So that is great. Yeah, lots of different events. So if you are interested in using Ecamm in general, because there'll be lots of stuff in there that is just specifically Ecamm related, but also looking to take the looking forward to taking the the leap into podcasting, then definitely check out this event as well. So yeah, there we go. That is what Leap into Podcasting is. Oh, and by the way, the price of it. Last time they had Leap, it was Leap into Live. So they've had 2 Leap into Lives, and now Leap into Live is Leap into Podcasting. And last time, I couldn't believe the price of it. It was like last year, Leap into Live was $20, and I thought, how could they do all of this? All this value for just $20. This year it's free, so there is really no reason not to go and just jump in and get your get your ticket and go along. There will be replays available as well. They've also, you can see on the front page, if you do want, there's a book to go along with it. You can actually get that as well. So this sort of manual thing here that they've got, I say manual, it is a book. This is like a big thick planner with lots of information about what's covered in the talks and the speakers and so on. So you can get that. That is available for sale because obviously it's a physical product. So you can get that from that same link that we've just dropped in the chat as well. So leapintopodcasting.com. Well, with that, if there's no further questions about Kajabi, I need to go and get another coffee after 2 hours and 15 minutes. But yeah, definitely don't sleep on that offer about Kajabi. It's definitely worth going and checking it out, even if you try it out with the free trial. Yeah, if you've got a product to create, then there's no better time to do it. And just once again, obviously, if you do want to have any further conversation about this, then you can join the Discord community at takeonetech.io/family. We've got a whole section in there on Kajabi, so if you've got any questions, I'll be happy to help you out with all of that. Oh, I see. So Mr. Paul Duncan is saying purchasing the planner, either digital or hard copy, will get you access to the replays. Thank you for the clarification on that. So yeah, sign up to the the Leap into Podcasting to get the access to the live events, and then if you purchase the hard copy or the planner, then that gets you access to the replays. Thanks for the clarification there. Right, with that said, I'm a little bit parched. I'm going to go and get a nice cup of coffee. Thank you very much for everyone who was hanging out. It's great to see you all in the chat. Lots of lovely familiar faces, and I will catch you all again very soon. For those watching on the replay, I'll leave some links to some other great content right over here on this side. And you'll also see a list of all the lovely channel members that are going to pop up on the screen in just a moment. So thank you to all of you lovely people for all of your support. And anyone not on that list, feel free to go and check out my channel memberships too. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.